Arthur Black. Welcome to Weird Homes, a show that looks at the most unusual and bizarre homes in North America. Martinis on the roof. High and dry in the best sense of the phrase. Mind you, this is pretty low-key compared to the escape artists we're about to meet. First, we'll hook up with Jackass Jill. Her home is an entire mountain. Why? Because she loves rocks. Now, Mark and Kathy, they love trees. They don't so much go out on a limb, they sleep on it. And it's hard to describe Sidecar Willie's digs. Think space-age science crossed with old-time vaudeville. Weird homes? You better believe it. Let's take a look. What is it about Florida? An hour's drive from the Tague tree houses brings you to this house, pavilion, UFO? Call it what you want. Sidecar Willie calls it home. Sidecar Willie lives way back in the swamps, and that's just the way he likes it. He needs elbow room and solitude to work out his architectural ideas, such as this space-age home he built. Must be complicated, right? Not hardly.
House only has 3 parts. Everything in here is only 3 parts. A hub, a strut, and a bolt. And with that, you have 12 degrees of freedom in this house, of design freedom, 12 directions that I can build in. In a conventional house, you only have 6. And by how you put the geometry together, you can build pyramids, you can build space frame structures for buildings, you can build geodesics, you could literally build from the Earth to the moon and touch the moon, and the entire structure would rotate with the Earth.
Well, Willie hasn't built to the moon yet, but don't count him out. He's been reaching for the stars since he was a little kid. His parents performed in vaudeville. His dad was a comedian, his mother a dancer. And Willie, well, he traveled the vaudeville circuit with his folks. Traveled and marveled.
I saw a man take and drink a quart of water on stage. Then he drank a quart of kerosene. Then he held a torch out, puked up the kerosene, lit the torch on fire, puked up the water, put it out. Thank you, 3 shows a day. Akbar the Magnificent. So when you see stuff like that, you know, you're just so sparked. I mean, it's creativity.
And Willie's sparks ignite out here in the Florida swamps. He says his house is built on the principle of strength without weight. Well, looks pretty light, but how strong is it?
It's been through several hurricanes. It don't move. Tornadoes, everything out here, these buildings don't move. The neighbors' houses all get blown away, but mine do fine.
But Willie doesn't credit modern technology. He says Mother Nature figured this stuff out ages ago.
I remember walking along one time after a hurricane went through here, and trees were ripped out of the ground, and tornadoes had pulled things down. In the middle of all that was a spider web. And I'm thinking, my God, how could a little spider web survive all that? So I sat down and studied it all, and came up with a lot of these ideas that we see here.
Willie's built a 600-square-foot domed house and suspended it 12 feet in the air. And it's all supported by 3/4-inch conduit pipes bolted together. Not exactly a spider web, but close enough.
Okay, well, this is basically my workshop. It's where I hang out, where I do all my thinking.
And Willie thinks big. He's fired off a couple of design plans for future space stations to NASA. And while he's waiting for the space boffins to catch up, he's working on a couple or 3 earthbound theories. Willie is particularly fascinated by pyramids.
I believe I can create energy off of that pyramid shape. Now, they say there's a pyramid energy, and I know that exists. If I could take a pyramid and make it run a watch, that would be quite a feat. And I believe that through the use of crystals, that can be done. These big systems here, this is what the house is sitting on. But yet this system here is exactly the same thing done in wire. When you get to this point of stability, you can literally build floating cities that would levitate in the air because the construction is so lightweight.
Although Willie's home has yet to achieve liftoff, his landlords are impressed. So much so that they commissioned Willie to build a home like his for them. Only bigger. Much, much bigger. The landlord's house has 3 floors. It's 40 feet in diameter, and sits on a platform 50 feet off the ground. Like Willie's home, this one gets all its power from Mother Nature. And what does landlady Stephanie Letke think about the house that Willie built?
I really like the house and all that. It's a lot of space, and it's really different. It's 12 feet in the air. What more can I say? And if a hurricane comes, you slice the bottom off and you just float along.
Willie got his nickname by racing motorcycles with sidecars attached. But Willie says he owes his success to his wisecracking, high-stepping parents.
There's a lot of stories about Sidecar Willie and who he is and what he is, but the truth is that I'm a product of those vaudevillian people. I love the show. I love everything about entertaining.
And Willie is still figuring out new forms of motorcycle entertainment. He's even invented a brand new sport, racing unimotorcycles. Willie, what the heck is that?
Unimotorcycle racing is a sport in which someone must design a device which is capable of traveling 100 feet on one wheel, okay? And then to be the champion, you must do that quicker than anyone else. Currently, I do that in 2.8 seconds.
2.8 seconds to go 100 feet on what looks like a souped-up rototiller? When we come back, we'll find out how Willie became the world champion. Sidecar Willie Nassau is the world champion of unimotorcycle racing. Yes, I said world champion. Believe it or not, other countries have taken up one-wheel racing. In fact, right now, Willie's preparing for a unimotorcycle competition in Switzerland.
This is my machine that's going to Switzerland. But as you can see, the motors have got bigger, the tires have got bigger. We're talking about 120 horsepower here, one wheel, no steering, no brakes. The idea in the race is not just to go 100 foot, but to survive the attempt. Because a lot of times people don't make it.
Willie's wiped out more than a few times himself, but he climbs right back on and tries again because Willie just can't seem to say the word can't.
When the world says you can't do this or don't do that, when you're out here, you can do anything you want. You're just crazy.
A lot of folks might think Willie's ideas are crazy. Levitate a house? Well, who knows? He's already learned how to levitate a sidecar. I don't know. When Willie does it, it looks like a UFO. When I do it, it looks like a POJ, piece of junk. I'm Arthur Black. Hope you enjoyed Weird Homes. We'll see you next time.